Jeremy Clarkson, 64, issues fresh six-word attack on Starmer amid welfare cuts and farm tax rose. Jeremy Clarkson has refreshed his crusade against Prime Minister Keir Starmer as the Labour leader faces a potential backbench rebellion over cuts to welfare and the farmer tax row. The 64-year-old writer and broadcaster has redoubled his focus on matters closer to home after recently turning his ire to U.S. Vice President J.D. Vance. Writing in his column for The Times, Clarkson took a break from Starmer to savage J.D. Vance, following his random country's jibe at the UK and the despicable Oval Office fracas with Ukrainian leader Volodymyr Zelensky. I've searched for the right word to describe him, and I think it's T***T. He also has no clue about history. The former Top Gear presenter fumed. The 64-year-old also attacked the vice president as a bearded godbotherer, and hit out at his stance on abortion rights. However, one fan was not convinced by Clarkson's turn on the new Trump administration, which the former Grand Tour host had previously admitted admiring. He's trying to atone for his absurd statement on Putin being preferable to Starmer. The unimpressed ex-user wrote. The user referenced a column written by Clarkson in February in which he claimed he would welcome any other leader, even by way of conquest, with open arms. His invitation extended to U.S. President Donald Trump, Italian Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni, and even Russian President Vladimir Putin. Faced with the fan's comment, Clarkson doubled down on his previous put-down of the Labour leader. My dog is preferable to Starmer. The 64-year-old shot back. The former Top Gear presenter had previously claimed his Putin comment was a tiny bit of hyperbole that others had taken too seriously. Rhetoric or not, Clarkson's latest attack against Starmer comes as the PM faces a potential revolt among his MPs, with 120 Labour lawmakers potentially prepared to rebel. 120 Labour lawmakers potentially poised to rebel. 80 of the possible mutineers have taken umbrage with the government's plan to cut £5 billion from the country's bloated welfare budget. The cuts have been prompted by Starmer's pledge to raise defense spending to 2.5% of GDP, taking funding from foreign aid and welfare payments, in line with the increasingly febrile European security environment, which Clarkson blamed on Vance and U.S. foreign policy. MPs are expected to mount a challenge to the cuts, with one telling GB News, I need to show my constituents, I need to show people that I have my own brain, that I'm not going to suck up all of this. A further 40 lawmakers may also resist the divisive family farm tax, set to be imposed on Britain's rural communities by Chancellor Rachel Reeves. The tax raid will slap farmers with 20% death duties on assets over £1 million, sparking fury from cash-poor asset-rich farmers. Clarkson's opposition to the new tax has been a central theme in his regular criticism of the Labour government, rallying support on the back of his wildly successful Amazon show covering life at his diddly squat Oxfordshire farm. The so-called Rural Growth Group in Parliament reportedly wished to see Reeves exempt older farmers or those who are ill from the raid. Despite the potential challenge, Starmer's huge 167-seat parliamentary majority likely means he and the government will be effectively unimpeded moving forward with the proposed changes.